Second week of the revamped topic show. We bring you that real, one moment. We bring you that raw, real, and respectable sports talk. Raw, uncut, and direct responses to
topics.
Real, 100% authentic debates and rebuttals to
Topics.
And last but not least, respectable. You may like what we say or you may not, but you will
Respect it.
That's what I'm talking about. And I'm your co-host, Tone Taylor.
And yeah, I'm your co-host. Yeah, that Chris Harris. How y'all doing out there?
How's everybody doing? Let's get to it. So let's jump into our results of the picks from last week.
Can we just skip that? I had a bad week, bro.
You had a bad week?
I went 1 for 3.
1 for 3?
1 for 3. Look like I don't know what I'm talking about, right?
I was 2 for 4. Like, so I was
2 for 2?
50%.
Yeah,
You
2
know,
for 2? 50%?
2
That's
out
still
of 4.
failing
2
in
out of
class.
4.
I just want to let you know that.
It's not class, though.
All right, I heard you.
Let's
Heard you,
get to
sis.
it. Ha!
Heard you, sis.
The Panthers defeat the Vikings 31-24. A pick you chose to neglect. What was your take?
Jonathan Stewart had an amazing game. 3 touchdowns. I think nobody expected that. I still like the Vikings. I think the Vikings play well, even with Case Keenum. I think that was the question mark going in, and I think that we're still going to be okay. I still like the Vikings. Cam Newton and Jonathan Stewart came to play, so I messed up on that pick. I apologize to Cam Newton. Great job, him and Jonathan Stewart. But yeah, I messed that up. I'm not gonna lie, I messed that up.
Listen, man, we all make mistakes. Hopefully, it's more you than me. But of course, yes, I did take the Panthers.
Whatever.
It was a good pick for me. I just felt Cam was going to dominate. He played a good game. I told you he was going to give that defense a run for his money. I mean, it was a close game, but, hard fought, but the Panthers prevailed. What more can you say?
Whatever. Another game I got wrong. The Saints versus the Falcons. A couple of people was looking at me like, yo, how you live in Atlanta now? How you pick the Saints over the Falcons? You live in Atlanta. What's wrong with you? The Falcons wasn't playing that well, I thought. And like I said, Drew Brees is my guy. 17 years in the league, he's still my guy. But Deion Jones, oh my goodness, Deion Jones had a phenomenal game. He was all over the place. I think their defense, even though Matt Ryan throwing 3 interceptions, their Atlanta defense, I think they get the game ball for keeping the game close. Like, you know what? All right, we gave the ball up, but we're gonna get it back, or we're gonna shut you down where you can't even score to keep giving our guys a chance to win. And Absolutely. I think that's what the difference was. Deion Jones and that Falcon defense, Vic Beasley on it, and them 2 guys had a phenomenal game, but definitely Deion Jones. Deion Jones is a beast last Thursday.
Absolutely. And, I got this pick wrong too, but I know it's, with these division rivals, I know it was going to be hard fought. I mean, it was up in the air. The Falcons came off last week's loss, the week before loss. They got beat up. But, at home, they don't play too well. So, I was going with the Saints. I felt they can pull that off, riding Drew Brees' coattail in that running back core. But I think a big thing they missed is when Kamara went out.
Oh, I forgot about that. He went out early.
Kamara
First series,
out.
right,
Yes.
with a concussion. Yep.
He went out with that
was a
concussion
game-changer.
protocol.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
It changed the whole dynamic.
Completely changed.
They thrive on that run game, and now Ingram has to carry the load.
Yeah, he has to do more, definitely.
So it threw their game plan off, and, I understand it, but it was still a hard-fought game, you know what I mean? But it happens. Next up, the Cowboys defeat our Giants.
I'm not listen, no hour. I am not with you, no hour. It's no hour here. It's no we're not French, it's no hour, it's nothing, no.
Listen, man.
I wanted Eli to win because I'm a New Yorker, but I'm not a Jets nor a Giants fan. I just, and when it comes to football, I'm kind of neutral. But I did want Eli and them to, just to bounce back. And Dak Prescott must have been watching. I'm pretty sure he was watching because not only did I sit him in fantasy, he going to throw for 3 touchdowns. The nerve of me, right? The nerve of me.
But no, I mean, if you look at it, through the first 3 quarters, it was a hard-fought game.
It was a close game.
It was a close game.
It was a close game.
You know what I mean?
It was a close game.
Dak was looking like he was the last few weeks. It's just that 4th quarter.
He pressed the button, right? He pressed the
button. Turned everything around.
He pressed the button. I get it.
Our defense,
whatever,
went back to normal.
Okay. Your defense. Stop hour. That's the second time you done did this.
Listen,
hour. Stop doing hour.
Say it together. Hours.
No.
Listen.
No.
It was worth the shot. It was worth the shot.
Absolutely not, man.
What we had next?
Last game, Eagles versus the Rams in a shootout. Eagles prevailed, 43-35. probably one of the more entertaining games to watch outside of that Packers-Browns game, just because, the Browns aren't really that competitive, but to go into overtime and watch that. And that Bills game was also competitive, too. That snow was crazy. But that Eagles-Rams game was as good as advertised. Eagles, of course, playing well. Happy to see them bounce back and everything like that. What did you think of that?
I thought it was going to be a tough game from the beginning.
Definitely, it was.
I knew it was going to be a hard-fought game. These are two of the elite teams in the NFC.
With superstars. Jared Goff was I picked them up in fantasy.
1 and 2. 1 and 2. They went 1 and 2 in the draft. You knew it was going to be a tough one. Gurley in the backfield. You knew it was going to be a tough one. Defenses was clicking. Offensive line was clicking. And you know it was going to be a chess match the whole game, a back and forth. Whoever had the ball last usually will win those type of games. But, things happen, and I did have that pick. I had
that pick.
Right?
That was my only pick. That was my only pick. So
I
didn't go over. So you got that one too. So right now I'm gonna try to kill you in trivia today. Or I got to get these picks back some because I can't lose.
Listen.
However though, Carson Wentz out with a torn ACL, and let me apologize because I definitely said last week on the show if he goes down, and I knocked on wood. I'm pretty sure I knocked on wood. At least I thought I did.
You texted me right after that.
I was like, yo man, I jinxed him. Out for the season. What does that do for the Eagles' Super Bowl hopes? Like you think are they still a favorite to be to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC? I think it takes the wind out of their sail. Like I said, Nick Foles is now gonna step up and assume role, and he's won games with the Eagles. So I know the Eagles are still confident because he's won games with them. But I think it's not fair to him to come in with that kind of record, that kind of pressure, following probably arguably the MVP. He goes out and now next man up. And I know it's professional sports. That's what you get paid for. But I don't know if the Eagles are still a favorite. I think they'll still have the potential to still be there. I got to see how they look for the rest of the season. But I'm not pegging them to be like, all right, now they're still the clear-cut favorite in the NFC right now. They're dominating.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
I absolutely still believe that they're the favorites in the NFC, and I'm gonna give you a few positives. They're 11 and 2. They have 3 games left. Out the 3, 2 of them are home.
In division games.
All they have to do is win 2 games to keep the number 1 seed in the NFC. So those games, let's look at those games. We have at the Giants.
Which is arguably a winnable game.
And, I'm not going to say too much.
Come on, Eli.
At the Giants. Then you have home with the Raiders.
Winnable.
Absolutely.
Winnable.
Then you have your last game at home, Cowboys. So let's look at it. Giants, they're going to beat the Giants. Let's say.
I hope they lose now, just so you can look bad and not me.
Listen. I already wrote the ship off. I'm still a Giants fan at the end of the day. But let's be honest.
Okay.
Eagles beat the Giants.
All right.
They beat the Raiders.
Yes. They lose to the Cowboys?
They rest their players. They already got the number 1 seed wrapped up. They already got the number 1 seed wrapped up.
Thinking like a coach.
Listen, they rest their
hanging
players.
Hanging out with me too much, y'all.
It happens. They rest their players, and they keep the number 1 seed. I mean, I look at it as this. Nick Foles, people look at Nick Foles like, oh, he's not a great quarterback, but he's actually a very good quarterback. Let's not forget, when Vic went down with this same Philadelphia Eagles franchise, Nick Foles stepped in and played tremendous. Took him to the playoffs. So I look at this like he's a good, solid quarterback. Now,
good, solid backup?
Good, solid backup. Okay. But now look at the dynamics of everything. They lost their quarterback. He's not Wentz. We're going to put that
out there. We get that. We don't even need to state that.
He's not Wentz.
Okay.
But what has been clicking for them all year? Their run game, right? Their O-line didn't get hurt. Their running backs didn't get hurt.
The wide receivers didn't get hurt.
And
they get Ertz back.
And that defense been playing good all year. The defense didn't get hurt. So all you need is a quarterback to come in and manage the game. And he has an arm.
So he doesn't need to be spectacular. He doesn't need to be spectacular.
The only that everybody say,
he just needs to be thorough.
That's it. Everybody may think, oh, he has to do this, he has to do that. No, the only thing he's not going to do like Wentz is run. But he's been known to be a pocket passer.
Yeah.
He has an arm.
Yeah, he does.
So, yes, I still think they're favorites to win in the NFC, and I have them winning that. I still have them. Super Bowl hopes are strong. They can do it. Absolutely. I have no doubt in my mind with that.
Okay.
Next up, let's take a quick shift to boxing. This past weekend, the talk of what was that? Wait, before I even
Because
finish.
you called me like, yo, watch the boxing match, watch the boxing match. I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to watch the boxing match, right? I'm in Denny's eating my food, watching the boxing match. I go to the bathroom, the fight over.
Listen. This is the same how Mike used to do it back in the day.
He's not Mike. Don't do that.
I'm not saying he's not Mike. I'm not saying
I
he's
should
Mike,
hit
but
you.
I'm just
I
saying
should hit you.
your reason for like, oh, it was supposed to be it was supposed to be a goodie,
I didn't like it.
right? Listen, what didn't you like about it?
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
What didn't you like?
I didn't
Tell me.
like,
Tell
man.
me.
I didn't like the kid. He came out first round. Swinging. And then after that, he kind of just was like, all right, you know what? I'm like, I think I'm going to lose this fight. So let me just I really go away from the game plan. It looked like he hit the panic button. Like, it looked like after the first round, it looked like he just wanted to disregard the whole game plan. And I gave him the first round. And then Lomachenko just put it on him. Like, all right, now I see what you're doing. All right, I'm gonna just tag you. It looked like he was just tagging him. It looked like he was playing Fight Night, like like on Fight Night on 360. He looked like he's playing on Rookie. It looked like he's playing on Rookie. You got the easiest mode. He's playing the story mode, and they tell you what button to press so you can knock the guy out. That's what it looked like, man. And the kid just quit. I mean,
So then tell me more about what you think. All right, so you're downplaying his end, but now look at Lomachenko. What do you think about him?
I think he got potential. You know what I mean? He got potential to do something. I want to see him against somebody. You know who I want to see him fight? I want to see him fight Gervonta Davis. That's who I want to see him fight. That's
all right,
my
and I was
guy.
gonna ask you who you think he should fight
No,
next.
that's my guy. I mean, a lot of
That's
people are
your guy.
throwing Mikey Garcia out there.
Exactly.
But Mikey
But he hasn't
Garcia
come down either.
Garcia is 10 pounds heavier than him.
He would have to come down,
I think he would have to,
or
he would have to
Lomachenko
go
has
up.
to
And
go
I don't
up.
have to see it. And I think Mikey Garcia is like, yo, I'm at the top of my game. Like, I think he has that arrogance about
But
him. Like,
who else does Mikey Garcia have to fight?
I don't know. That's
Exactly.
the thing.
So that's the
So
thing.
you see him coming down? I don't see it coming down. I think Mikey
it's
Garcia
tough.
waits. If I'm Mikey Garcia, I'm not coming down because I feel like if I'm right now, even if I don't have anybody to fight, that's not my fault.
It's not, but it's going to be the same. But that's how division fights happen like
Yeah,
that. When they have nobody else to fight and they see a payday, it's either I'm going to move up or I'm going to move down.
Lomachenko,
People do it all the
he
time.
beat Gervonta Davis because Gervonta Davis was stripped of his belt. He was stripped of his belt for coming in overweight, so he was stripped of that. So I feel like if he fights Gervonta Davis or he fights the what's the kid name? Miguel Burchell. If he fights one of them two guys and he wins, and then you might then we could talk to Mikey Garcia. But I feel like you got to give one of those two guys a shot. They both fought more, and the dude only got like 11 professional bouts. Both the Burchell and Gervonta Davis got almost double the amount of fights. So,
But if you look coming into this fight, they was like they always said that Lomachenko has to fight somebody that's up there.
yeah.
This was the guy. This is the guy they put
Oh my God.
undefeated.
Get him a pay-per-view fight and let's do it. You
Listen,
got local listing
listen.
fights.
I'm letting you know this
letting
was
you
supposed to be the fight. It's just like almost like a Roy Jones factor in the sense of he made people that were somebody look like nobodies.
Okay, yeah. He
You understand
definitely
what I'm saying?
did that. He definitely
Because
did
if you look at his fights previously, he never looked like this.
the kid got 2 gold medals that he beat. He got 2 gold medals too.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was just a dominating fight on Lomachenko's behalf. The thing I took out of it was I wanted him to be a little bit more precise. If you look at the ConcuBox scores, each round he landed 5.7% of his total punches in the first, 25%, 13.7, 21.6, 10.4, 17.2. I would like for him to be a little bit more precise, but he's a beast. You see how his knowledge of that ring is just tremendous.
Cutting it off and different things like
Exactly.
that. I get it.
Not
I get
getting
it.
frustrated.
But
Everybody
they
can't
sloppied
be-
the fight up. He started the fight. He allowed the guy to sloppy the fight up. It's to the point where I forgot the dude's name. I'm not even gonna lie. I forgot the dude's name. Like that's how upset
I call him
was.
Rigo.
I was more upset at you for making me watch that, and then I was upset
But
that it
that's
didn't
supposed to
turn
be a-
out because
Listen.
nah, I'm mad at you.
That's supposed to be the fight. It was supposed to be the fight everybody was talking about. Listen, I'm just letting you know what everybody was thinking.
Okay.
Going into the fight. I mean, he dominated from the jump. It was horrible. Like he only and I'm looking at these numbers and I'm just so astonished. He never landed more than 4 punches each round.
But that's what I was saying. I say it looked like he was just swinging with his eyes closed. I said that.
And then you know, they all play into the fact that, his hand hurt. That's why he didn't come out for round 7. I mean, after getting beat like that, I mean, I wouldn't want to come out either. But if his hand hurt, who am I to say it didn't? But
I didn't like
the aggressiveness.
I didn't like it. I just didn't
horrible.
like it.
Then he was grabbing him.
I didn't like it.
It was just, it was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It was great on the part of Lomachenko, but I like the fight. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Don't call me no more. Don't call me on a Saturday
no more. Why not?
Don't call me on a Saturday no more. I don't even like you. I'm changing my number, matter of fact.
But you can see. I'm gonna have to call you because this is what we talk about.
No.
But you can see in the first couple rounds that jump in weight hurt him. Like you could see the dynamic of how big Lomachenko was than him.
Stay in your lane. If you don't have anybody to box, then you just don't have anybody to box, man. I get it. It's easier said than done. But listen. And then because I feel like in boxing, a loss is like a college football loss in boxing sometimes, especially if you go up. It's like that scene in Friday at the red guy knocked out. His pop's like, boy, I don't know why you came over here messing with these people. And that's exactly what it looked like. That's exactly what it looked like. That's exactly what, I don't know why you come down here messing with these people. And that's exactly what happened.
I totally agree. Well, getting into it, what we have next is Chris's coaching corner.
My favorite part of the show. It is now time for Chris's coaching corner. Chris's coaching corner, another week. Shout out to my guys, all my coaches out there doing everything from the professional level all the way down to the youth. Man, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. First shout out, my guy, Scott Frost. Scott Frost, head coach in UCF. UCF, going undefeated this year. Had an interview after he got the Nebraska job. You know, UCF is a lot different from Nebraska. So what do you are you worried? You know what Scott Frost said? I don't need to worry about the Big Ten. The Big Ten need to worry about me. Listen, Mr. Frost, I'm rooting for you, baby.
Kudos.
I'm rooting for you. As a coach, I feel like you should have that confidence and that arrogance as a coach, and that's gonna feed into your players. And another shout out is he's taking 7 assistants with him. And I feel like in college, I don't know too much about college football in terms of how many assistants you take, but I know in basketball, usually you try to take 1 or 2 guys. I know a couple college coaches in basketball that got left out of the mix, and they've done a phenomenal job. So the fact that you're taking a lot of guys, your D-line, your O-line, your quarterback coach, your running back coach, your defensive coordinator. I don't think the only guy that wasn't going is the offensive coordinator.
But he might try to vie for that.
Yeah, I think he might. He might just move up. He just might take the promotion. I might have been like, hey, look, you're my next guy in charge. Exactly. So shout out to Scott Frost, man, and also Jim Jim Christian beating Duke. Boston College beating Duke. Boston College has been struggling since. I can't remember the last time Boston College was all right. Reggie Jackson, maybe? But before that, I like Boston College back when Tyrese Rice and Jared Dudley and them guys was there. I'm going back then. So I know, like, it's hard to recruit Boston College. I was living in Massachusetts for 3 years, and it was hard to keep those New England kids home. And it was hard to keep them home. I mean, you had Harvard, you had Tommy Amica coming in there taking those kids, and those kids wanted to get out of the cold. So for him not to have a top recruiting class and for him to be a favorite Final Four team, after struggling for a whole bunch of years, kudos, man, because you got to give guys your best shot. So shout out to him. I don't think he would have got enough credit, but I'm definitely giving him. So Scott Frost and Jim Christian, good job, man. That's my segment for the week, Chris's Coaching Corner. We're going to take a short break. Got to go pay some bills. I have to go use the bathroom. TMI, oh well, I love you guys anyway. We'll be right back. You are listening to Topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, and we're back. You're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio. Let's get into some baseball talk. As we all know, the Yankees are back in the news with a monster trade.
Monster.
The Yankees land NL MVP Giancarlo Stanton.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
Giancarlo Stanton.
You from Queens. So you're a Mets fan. Even though I'm from Queens, I'm a Yankees fan.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm a Yankees fan. Die-hard Yankees fan.
So now this one is our? This one is our?
I guess this one has to be
No,
ours.
it's not
because
ours.
I've
No.
always been a
No,
Yankees
no,
fan.
right,
I've never been a Mets fan.
Again, heard you,
Listen,
sis. Go ahead.
It happens like that.
Okay.
Listen. From the Florida Marlins. What does this mean for the Yankees, and are the Yankees the favorite to win the World Series now?
I mean, yes, in my opinion. I had a long conversation when this happened with a few people who I like to talk to about this kind of thing, and they still don't believe it. And it's a great pickup. It's a phenomenal pickup.
They don't believe what?
They don't believe that they're still the best team in the and I heard their points, and it's kind of the same way I feel. Even though Giancarlo Stanton is probably arguably the best power hitter in baseball between him and Judge. So now you're on the same team. Mm-hmm. Those guys are still not complete hitters. Now, in that ballpark, I'm gonna go to the Yankee game just because I'm gonna catch one. I'm gonna catch one.
So you know that
I'm gonna catch one. And that ballpark is gonna be fun. That ballpark is gonna be fun. The Yankees are gonna be dangerous. 2 through 6 or even 1 through 6. I like it. You know, Gregorius, Judge, Stanton, Sanchez. I like Hicks. A lot of people say, yo, Todd Frazier's gonna make contact and he's gonna make you pay. So you might bump Hicks down. My man Joe said that. So shout out to Joe because he's an avid baseball fan. You would never know. Harlem dude, avid baseball fan. But I think that they're a favorite. I think that fear. I think when you're playing sports, that fear factor is still there. And I think that those guys, like the Yankees, are still young enough they don't have an ego. Those Yankee guys don't have an ego. Like Didi Gregorius tweeted, "Hey Aaron Boone, am I still batting fourth?" I feel like that's hilarious. Aaron Judge tweeting a picture from the movie Step Brothers to Giancarlo talking about, "Hey, I think we just became best friends." So I think they're gonna embrace Giancarlo. I think Giancarlo's not gonna have that much pressure. I think those guys, and I think the city of New York is gonna love him. Will he be Derek Jeter? No. But he can still be a beloved. He can still come in like A-Rod. Like even though A-Rod ain't winning now one World Series,
he did. They won one.
A-Rod won one.
Yeah, with the Yankees.
When?
What do you?
Before I was born.
Before you was born.
Before I was born.
Are you crazy?
A-Rod didn't win one. All right, so my whole thing, that's my point,
ice.
though. He will be A-Rod. He can be A-Rod. He can be that new A-Rod, both clean cut. You know, I can see him getting on GQ before the year's over.
Okay.
The Yankees are going to love him. I think the Yankees are going to love him. The city of New York is going to love him. And I think that for my Yankees, yes, I'm a favorite for that. I think, yes, I think we were one guy away last year with that young team. Nobody expected us to get there. So now I think people are going, hold on. Now we got to deal with this dude. And I think he's on something like, yo, I want to hit 70 home runs. And in that ballpark, I think I don't know if he can do it, but I'm not going to bet against it. Mm-hmm. So I like the pickup. I love the trade. I think it's going to just add another dynamic. And it gives back that Yankee, like it's not going to be that. It's not going to be that Bernie Williams, Paul O'Neill, Derek Jeter, Tino Martinez. But they got a chance to do something special with that core.
Absolutely.
And I think they got to have their own kind of spin on it. You know, I'm just waiting to see what the nicknames is going to be. Are they going to call him the judge and the court officer or something? I don't know what they're going to call him. But I know the nicknames are going to be fun. So I think it's going to be a fun time in the Bronx, man. I think it's going to be baseball in the Bronx is going to be fun. And it was fun last year, but I think it's going to be turn. It's going to be turn, baby. It's going to be turn.
Listen, I like the certain points you was throwing out there. You know, I don't know who doesn't like this, but talking about complete hitters and, you know,
They only fastball hitters right now still. Like, he still struggle with that change up a little bit, especially Judge, too.
Judge does.
Especially
outside, low and outside.
Yeah.
Horrible. Chases everything.
Mm-hmm.
But do I think that they're in the number one spot now? Absolutely. You look at this. Last season, they were one game away from the World Series. Mm-hmm. One game.
But they lost to the World Series champs.
Listen, all right,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
But there was one game away. Mm-hmm. What they were relying on, they had heavy bats, big bats, and their bullpen. Mm-hmm. Which one fell through in Game 7? Those big bats. Couldn't buy a run.
Buy one in Houston now.
And we giving up runs over on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
So you add the NL MVP, 59 home runs. You add that with the AL MVP, well, no, not the MVP, Rookie of the Year.
AL Rookie of the Year, because Altuve got that MVP.
Got that.
Most deserved, well deserved.
Absolutely, I have no arguments with that.
Yeah, but I like it. I see what you're going with
52 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Then you said, hey, Gary Sanchez, come here real quick. 33 home runs. That's 143 home runs between those three right there. So, and then you add Gregorius in there.
Hicks.
Then you got Gardner leading off. That offense is going to be stout. It's enough to propel them to get to the World Series. Their bullpen, second to none. Their bullpen is real.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Real.
I hear you. Stop yelling at me, though.
My only situation, listen now, my only concern with them was, and it still is their starting pitching, which every Yankee fan knows that their starting pitching wasn't up to par. CeCe had an amazing year last year. Didn't expect that.
And he's in the rare form, like he's like a shell of himself. And
Shell,
still
but he had a good, but he's not an ace.
Not an ace anymore. Not an ace. No.
Tanaka had a good year and then fell apart.
Then they had the young kid, the young Dominican kid.
You have the young. So they have, looking at their stars, you have Tanaka, Severino.
Yeah, Severino. That's what I was talking about. Yep.
Gray, and Montgomery, young. So I look at it. Yes, this propels them. I have the Astros right there with them.
It gotta be. You can't.
I'm not taking anything away from them.
You can't not.
Taking nothing away from them. They're right there. I feel that this big step right here, all they have to do, just give me another ace. Get me one ace. If you can get me one ace, I know we got
I don't think
this.
they're done yet. I don't think they're done yet.
Definitely not done. This is the Yankees now.
I don't think they're done yet. But I like it. You got one superstar to surround all these young guys.
Absolutely.
So I like. All right, cool. So it's like we're the Golden State. We're gonna build this team. We're gonna be good and young. And then okay, let's throw KD in there with our young guys. So now we're gonna be good for a long time if we still want.
You know who's smiling? Boone.
Oh, I'm like, I just said like, oh man, Aaron Boone. I'm like, yo, you just made out, man. Like you just made out. You just made out, man, because you just gotta manage the egos. Switching.
Okay.
Switching. Let's go. Jello and Melo are going to Lithuania.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna let you take this one, but they recently signed with one of the top teams in Lithuania. LeVar Ball, after watching the interview on the Breakfast Club, he is going with his sons, rightfully so. I think he should. Go ahead, because you're upset about this.
It's not that I'm upset. Like I was speaking about last week. I just don't understand. And it's all right for me not to understand because that's not my kids.
I'll help you understand.
That's not my kids.
I'll help you understand.
And he's doing what I guess he feels is right. But me having this platform, I'm supposed to talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it. Like I said, I don't know the point of him taking them out of school and now they're signing with agents. So point blank and period, he don't care about college. He don't care. When he first took Jello out of school, right? They asked him, so what about Melo? Is he still going to UCLA? His response
You mean the other way? You said when he first took Melo out of school.
No, when he first took Jello.
Oh,
Melo was
yeah,
out of school
Melo
already.
committed. You forgot Melo still had committed.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
he
my
committed
fault.
already.
Sorry for interrupting you.
No problem. They asked him, is Melo still going to UCLA? He said yes. Melo is still. This has nothing to do with Melo. Melo's still going to go to UCLA. This is just all about Jello. But then a week later, they both signed with agents.
Okay.
What is the dynamic of this? So it's not about you have a 16-year-old kid. He said he's going with them to Lithuania. Mm-hmm. Now let's be real. I don't think they're going to the worst team in that league.
Yeah.
The worst team.
The worst team.
I smell publicity stunt.
You smell publicity stunt?
I smell publicity stunt.
Nah, I don't smell it. I see where you're going. I see why you say that, but I don't see a publicity stunt.
It's not about the money because they're not getting paid hardly anything.
Yeah,
it's not about the money.
It's not.
It's
so
not
this
about
is why
the
it's not. That's why I don't think it's a publicity stunt.
It's keeping you relevant. Like you're always his mouth and how what he does is always gonna keep him relevant. Now you're doing this. You have a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old. Or 18. I don't even think, did he turn 19 yet?
I don't think he might be 19. I think
he turns 19 next year.
Oh, I think he turned. You're right, 18.
Freshman,
got
18.
18 for Ferrari. Got the Ferrari for his 18th birthday.
I don't get the dynamics of you signing with the worst team in Lithuania. Why Lithuania? One, I guess you're gonna tell me these things. Why Lithuania? Why the worst team? And what's the name of it? Oh, Prienų Vytautas. Okay, You don't speak not one type of language over there. The coach doesn't speak any English. What are you building? Now, your whole dynamic was I could get them more ready for the NBA than UCLA. So why go over there?
Go over there?
Yeah.
It's my turn?
Yeah, that's a question. Why
Okay, I think, let me say this. The ultimate goal for them is to be professional basketball players. That's the ultimate goal for anybody. I think at one point in my life, my goal was to be a professional basketball player. And my dad did everything in his resources and his power to make sure that I worked hard enough to try. And I fell short. But let's be honest. Most freshmen now only go to school from June, because they do summer school, to March anyway. So if the goal was to go to the NBA anyway.
That's what he said.
If the goal was to go to the NBA, he was only going to go 1 year anyway. So who cares if you took him out in December, November, or if you took him out in March? He was leaving. He was leaving anyway. So I feel like we should just, okay, he left. He left 3 months earlier than expected. You paid your lease 3 months earlier. You got charged a little bit. With Melo, I think a lot of people are questioning Melo's basketball ability. And I think seeing him outside of that LeVar system where he gets to shoot 100 million times and he's going to play against some grown men, I don't think he'll play right away. I think it'll take him a long time.
Yeah,
but he has time because he has to wait till his class graduates and then is 1 year removed. So in those 3 years playing against grown men professional, now when you're 19 years old, you've been battle tested against grown men in a league, and you never know, you could go to a better league. But this is the platform. Do I agree homeschooling him? No, I don't agree with it, but I see why. And why not? Why not put them boys together? If your son says, if your son say, hey, look, Dad, I want to be a professional basketball player. Or hey, Dad, I want to start my own sneaker company. You're going to be right behind your son. I know for a fact. I'm looking at you in your face. You're not disagreeing with me. You're going to be right behind your son. So my whole thing is I don't have a child, and I hope if I'm blessed with a son, and my son say I'm going to be a professional basketball player, I'm going to expend all my resources, and if it's a feasible possibility, then I'm going to look into it. Will I sacrifice education? I doubt it. Me personally, I doubt it because I was raised on strong educational values.
Exactly. So I think that's what.
But the way college is set up, man, all these kids is leaving early anyway. And let's not get it too like he's the first one to do it. I'm gonna go back for you, Jeremy Tyler. People forget Jeremy Tyler, the big man out of California.
He left after his junior, senior year.
Junior high school. So it didn't work out for him, but that's not the first. He had a cup of coffee in the league. He got to the league. My whole thing is my job is to get you there. It's your job to stay.
Well, he's the one that he said no. Obviously, it's his job because I'm going to get him ready.
And I think for Jello, I think this is the only way Jello gets in because he was going to have a marginal role at UCLA. I don't think he was even going to start at UCLA.
He was.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. He was going to start.
Okay. He wouldn't have been, I don't think he wouldn't have been that guy like his brother. So people probably would have looked over him. Now you're playing against grown men, and you never know. You might be able to, Jello might be, you never know what role it might take. You might go to the NBA. You might do 3 years in the NBA, but you might have built a relationship in Lithuania where you could come back and it might work out for you, like Stephon Marbury. Stephon Marbury get more love in China than he do back in Brooklyn. Yeah, he got a museum. Right. But what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, at the end of the, what I'm saying is, but you can always leave and go to. You've played overseas. You can always go to another team. Mm-hmm. This is just the stepping stone. This is just the first. This is just step one. And if we do well, we go further. If not, then we scale back and we. But he's putting on into his sons right now, and it makes sense from a big baller brand, from a marketing standpoint. Now you're just typing into another market that you probably never had access to. Mm. So I think it's smart. I'm disagreeing with the educational piece, but I see the vision. I see why. I've listened to a lot of his interviews, and I struggle with trying to understand it. But people don't. I think he doesn't get enough credit. His wife had a stroke. People don't praise him for being the monogamous man that he is. He preaches monogamy in terms of being faithful to one woman and treating her that right way. And if you go back and watch them Facebook shows of the ball, that's what he preaches, bro.
But we not here to do that.
Listen, we're not here to do that. That's fine, but he got to get some type of credit, and I'm gonna give it to him.
You can give it to him.
Cause how many friends you know don't have their dad? I know a lot. So he's raising 3 outside of the.
I praise him for that. I have no.
And everything that
not
he's been
one
saying so
problem with
far,
that.
everything that he's been wanting for his sons is starting to come true. He has his brother who's the director of everything. He let him direct. And I don't think he's steering his boys in the wrong direction. I think you got to throw your sons out there and see what their limitations is. If they get killed, if they get smoked on the basketball court, they get smoked. All right, cool. You know what? Now you got to go back to the drawing board and you got to get better. You got to get better. But I'm gonna
put you in the right situation.
I'm gonna put you in the right situation. I'm gonna put the best. If your goal is to go pro, and we got to sit you at UCLA, but they don't even know when you're gonna bring him back, and I can get your little brother over there too, and I'm gonna come with you because at 19 years old, 18 years old, I'm not gonna let people take advantage of you. So I have to go over there. You don't speak the language, no. Now as your father, I'm gonna be over there because at 18 years old, I went away to college, and it was still sometimes I'm calling home like, hey, I need to check in with my pops because
absolutely,
I'm not sure if this is the right decision I'm making. And my father look at me like, you know you bugging, right? No, this is not what we're gonna do. Mm-hmm. You're grown, you're 18, but you ain't grown yet. Mm-hmm. So people are like, yo, why is he following Lonzo? Let him be. And I think once Lonzo gets older, them guys get older, he'll be like, all right, you guys are old enough, and I've nurtured you guys enough to be like, hey, you guys know.
Now he's going overseas though.
He has an 18-year-old son and a 16-year-old son. I'm going with you.
I'm going too.
I'm just
saying, but now he's leaving Lonzo, but not a problem. All right. Staying in the atmosphere of college basketball, Duke loses.
I don't like Duke. I just never did. I respect Mike Krzyzewski, probably the best college basketball coach. Not my favorite, but you can't 1,000 wins at that. Listen, Mike Krzyzewski's one of the greatest. But excuse me, I seen a lot of people panicking. Like, hold up. Every time Duke loses, people panic. No. Do not panic. Do not panic. They still got arguably the best backcourt in college. They still got arguably the best front line in college. They got the number one pick. Marvin Bagley's the number one pick. I think them boys came in as freshmen. They've probably paid attention to the ACC, growing up in high school. Like Boston College hasn't really been competitive. They've been in the bottom. Let's take it for lightly. And Boston College came out and was like, you know, we're going to play today. The shots was falling, the crowd was rocking. Some shots that normally don't go in might have went in. And that's what it was. And that's exactly what it was. No, I'm not taking nothing away from Duke. I'm giving Boston College all the credit. Boston College came and played an A++ game on their home court, what they had to do. But don't panic because I still think Duke is still a favorite, or you can pencil in Duke right now for the Final Four. That's me. I still think you could pencil them dudes in for the Final Four. They took a tough loss, and I think that punch in the mouth kind of woke them up. Like, okay, we can't be taking anybody lightly. Grayson Allen, who usually plays very well, had a bad shooting night. So, and you haven't relied on freshmen. You know, freshmen, they not used to dealing with the aches and the pains and the traveling and the soreness. Now you're getting into 2-3 months of this. Now you're getting into December. You've been going since September. So now you don't have that same lift on your jump shot. Now that crossover ain't as sharp anymore. Now you're tired. You got off a plane. You just played on Wednesday. Now from Wednesday you went back, packed your bag, got on a plane Wednesday night, had shoot around Thursday, had to play, got snowed in or whatever the case may be. Now you got to come out and play Saturday in a hostile crowd. It happens in college basketball. This is why I love college basketball, for games like this. And that's not going to be the first upset.
It's never going to be the first upset. You know, that happens all year round in college basketball. That's why the majority of people love college basketball, March Madness especially. Let's be honest. Duke got exposed defensively.
That zone didn't work this time.
They're horrible. They horrible defensively. They are. They're not good. They're not good defensively. They have an explosive offense.
Very.
Defensively, chalk them up. Throw them out the window. And Coach K co-signed it. He knows they're not good defensively. But Duke fans, I will not get worried, or I wouldn't sit there and sweat and count my blessings, because what is Coach K known for doing
he always drop one he not supposed to.
Listen.
He always drop one. Like Notre Dame been getting on him the last couple of years. Mike Bray's been doing an excellent job, and Mike Bray been sneaking one in there every other year. So he always drop one way people think like, he be undefeated, and then he'll lose one. They be like, you just like one year they was crazy and they lost to St. John's.
Listen, it happens. It happens in college. And listen, he's gonna right this shit. Like, this is what he does. He's gonna fix whatever schemes that they need to get done. He's gonna do it because this is the mind he does.
He's gonna hide those guys he needs to hide. Yep. with you.
And on the strength of them being exposed, like Boston College played out of their mind. They hit 60% of their threes. You hit 60% of your threes from
You gonna win.
You're gonna win.
You gonna win.
Over 50% from the field.
You're gonna win.
You're gonna win.
You're
No
gonna
way
win.
you're gonna beat them.
You can't lose. You're gonna win.
It's unfallible.
You shoot 45% from three. You not supposed to lose.
Listen. What I also think played a factor. Although Boston College is not known for winning in these last few years, they have experience.
From losing?
They have experience from playing together.
Okay.
They're playing home. Now you have a young team. This is like a young Duke team. One and dones. This is the experience of everything with one and done because it's going to be a bunch of freshmen. I mean, you have Grayson Allen that's been there for 10 years. Nah, seriously. Grayson Allen's been there for like...
You've been there 4 years as a senior, bro.
No way. Grayson Allen's been there for at least 5-6 years.
No, you've been there
That's
4
how
years.
I felt the same way about Shane Battier, but we're not going to talk about that. But he hides these players for years. But I felt it played a little factor. Boston College had the experience. They had the confidence. They knew schemes. They played against these Duke teams, one and dones for the last 3 years. They had experience, and they were just clicking that game. I wouldn't put it over the top and think that Duke is going to fall. No. They're still going to be one of the favorites in the long run. They still have good, great, notable wins over Michigan State, number 2. They beat them. They also beat number 7, Florida. So they also play in one of the toughest conferences, the ACC. We have to know they're going to take a couple of more losses. 2, 3, who knows? But don't ruffle your feathers.
Okay. Don't be
Duke
nervous.
fans do not ruffle
Don't be
your
nervous.
feathers.
Don't be nervous yet.
All
Okay.
right?
Okay.
It's going to be okay. Y'all going to be there in the long run.
Right.
Unless something happens in the first round of the,
Right.
y'all going to have a top 2 seed,
Right.
if not a 1 seed.
Okay.
So I wouldn't. But let me piggyback off what we were just speaking of. It's too early to pick the Final 4, right? But who you think are notable 1 seeds as of right now? It would be your 1 seeds in each bracket.
Even though Duke lost because they have some great wins, Florida, Texas, Michigan State. Michigan State is my favorite to win it. Everybody who knows me and knows college basketball, they know I'm a huge Tom Izzo fan. Huge Tom Izzo fan. I feel like this year's I like Tom Izzo because he does a lot with guys, a lot of guys who you've never been like high on, So I like Tom Izzo. I think he has a talent this year. Villanova, Jay Wright hasn't skipped a beat. So he gets a 1 seed. And I don't know who gets that last one. Arizona hasn't been playing well. They lost 3 in a row, so they kind of been struggling. I don't really know who gets that number 1, that last 1 seed. Maybe Kansas, even though Kansas just lost 2 in a row, so Kansas can't even get it.
I think, personally, not to cut you off, I have Villanova, Michigan State. We agree with that. I do have Arizona right in the ship.
Really?
I have Arizona. I just feel like they can get that number 1 seed. Now, this is going to surprise you. I have Wichita State getting the number 1 seed.
That's not surprising, but it is surprising, but it's not surprising because Greg Marshall's done a phenomenal job at Wichita State. He's done a phenomenal job, but the number 1 seed,
Listen, I just think. But we have to go pay some bills. But what we have coming up is what's wrong with OKC.
Oh, Lord.
And
Fix it,
Destinations
Jesus.
for LeBron. You're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Welcome back. You were listening to Topics on IBNX Radio. Can I ask you a question?
Ask me. Go ahead.
What's wrong with OKC?
What's
wrong with OKC, bro?
So very
What's wrong
glad
with OKC?
you asked me that.
What's wrong with OKC, bro?
I'm
I really
so-
don't know. So what's wrong with OKC?
I'm ecstatic that you asked me that. What's wrong with OKC? I'm gonna look at each camera. And tell you what I've been saying. I'm gonna look at this camera too. I've been saying this for the last year and a half, 2 years. What's wrong with OKC?
Don't say Russell Westbrook.
No.
Okay.
Billy Donovan is what's wrong with OKC. I'm telling you, and I know there's a special OKC fan, Russell Westbrook fan, watching us right now. And listen, I've said this from the beginning. Last year, phenomenal season for Russell Westbrook. Phenomenal. He carried that team on his back. But I looked at that team, I was like, they're not going to last in the playoffs.
We knew that, but just to get to the playoffs was great enough.
Listen, regular season, it's a totally different monster. But the reason I feel like what really hurts them is they have no system. It was last year, it was Westbrook or die.
High pick and roll, Westbrook.
And go. That's it.
Right.
Westbrook, go.
Right.
Westbrook, go. Ball in his hand 92% of the time. And I can't knock it because...
Who else you going to get a ball to?
Listen, you can't say that because we don't know because we didn't give the ball to anybody else unless it was a last-second shot. I'm penetrating to the rack. I'm dropping it off. Listen, I totally understand that.
Okay.
And I don't want people to get upset like I'm knocking Westbrook. That's what I'm not doing. I'm not. I like Westbrook. Some people talk so much about him, it makes me not want to like him.
But you got to respect him.
I respect Westbrook and what he does. Mm-hmm. But that system, they have no system. Now you add two dominant ball, I wouldn't say hogs, but they're ball dominant
basketball players. They need
That's
the
what
ball
they
to
do.
be productive. They can't impact the game
Paul
without
George,
the ball being in their hands.
And you have an older Melo. You're coming to a team that has no system. Now, it's a young coach, not young in the aspect of age or anything like that, but he wasn't, he has 3-4 years NBA experience. He doesn't demand that respect of a Pop or even a Spoelstra. Like I'm just throwing him out there because he would demand respect. How many rings he got? 3? It don't matter. I learned from Pat Riley.
Right. Okay.
I learned from Pat Riley.
Spoelstra got 3. Ooh,
I learned. So listen to what I'm saying.
No, he got 2.
He was there as assistant too.
Oh, that does count. My bad, player.
I'm just letting you know that.
I'm assistant. I get it.
So that system is no system. So you see it in every game. There's no ball movement. It's let me pound the ball high, pick and roll, and now I'm gonna kick it to who? They're not just knockdown shooters. They need the ball coming off the dribble, and I'm gonna take my shot. Mm-hmm. So you have no system. There's no, like, if you look at Golden State, why you think KD was happy to go there? Everybody calls him, whatever you want to call him. Let's just look at the team. Mm-hmm. They have a system.
You feel well.
They pass the ball to that open man.
They move the ball. It's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty.
Thing of beauty.
It's a thing of beauty.
Exactly. Billy Donovan is not the person for this job.
Okay.
Carmelo, he sent a sub for Carmelo Anthony. You know what Carmelo said?
No.
I'm good.
I'm good.
You think he's telling that to Pop? No way. Is he telling that to Pop?
Of course not, but
No.
You're right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So Carmelo Anthony's to blame, or Billy Donovan. So Billy Donovan.
Billy Donovan. Okay. Billy Donovan is not the person for this job. I'm gonna throw a stat out for you. Out of 33 players in the NBA shooting at least 15 shots per game, the OKC Big Three owns 3 out of the last 4 spots.
One more time.
I'm gonna shout it out again.
Yell it.
Out of 33 players in the NBA shooting at least 15 shots per game, the OKC Big Three owns 3 out of the last 4 spots. Westbrook is 33rd, dead last, shooting 39.6% from the field. Melo Yellow is 32nd, shooting 40.4% from the field. And PG is 30th, shooting 41.8%. If it wasn't for the rookie Donovan Mitchell from Utah, they'll have the last 3 spots. They're getting, and now if you look at it, the dynamic in the first few games of the season, you've seen Westbrook not taking as many shots, getting his team the ball, and everybody's saying, what's wrong with Westbrook?
Right.
You know what I mean? He was averaging maybe like 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, he was trying to acquiesce to those guys. He was trying to fit in. A lot of people talking bad about him.
His shots per game went up.
He tired of
Melo's
losing.
went down, but they
still losing. But you got to try something else though. But all right.
Now look, you try something else and you're still losing. What is wrong? What's going on? What's wrong? Something is wrong. It's a dynamic that's there. Like, you're not trading any of these players unless you are. If you realize that,
No, they
you
all
know
got
what?
1 year left.
Listen,
Except for Russ.
you look at it like the dominant factor. Billy Donovan is not the person for this job. They need a new offense. Of course, he is Westbrook or die. Now he has 2 more ball dominant players, and it's okay. Take turns. That's not how you can't win that way. You know that as a coach, you cannot win. My turn, your turn. And what's crazy is they're top 5 in defense, and still they're 9th in the West. The top 5 in defense, and you have 2 Hall of Famers, and 1. Let's see what happens with Paul George. And you telling me you can't get a higher seed? You can't. What's going on?
I think they'll turn it around. I don't think it's just Billy Donovan is just to blame. I think it's a culmination of things. I think it's a collective effort. I think Paul George going in wasn't investing in OKC. Like he already said, I'm going to LA. When I'm a free agent, I'm going to LA.
That's a bailout.
It could be a bailout, but my whole thing is I don't think he was invested from day one at OKC. I think OKC tried something like their organization was like, all right, we got Paul George, we got Melo. So at the end of the day, with Russ the MVP, at the end of the day, if it don't work, we got paid because we gonna sell some tickets.
But he's not playing least of what, like, it's not like you look at Paul George and you think, oh yeah, he's not playing. He goes out there and competes every night.
He competes
so it's
every
not
night.
Regardless of the fact he's gonna be a free agent.
There's a difference between competing and you're gonna compete, but Paul George has never struck me as a person who really, really hurts from losing. He's never struck me as the person who's like, you know what? Like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. Like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. And you see that from our superstars. I'm going to do whatever it takes. If I got to score 25 of the last 26 points in the fourth quarter against the defending champs, I'm going to do that. If I got to score 40 or I got to score 60 3 nights in a row to win, I'm going to do that. If I got to get a triple-double every night for my team to be in position to win, I'm going to do that. And he doesn't. Listen, I went to the opening game last year, the Nets versus Paul George, versus the Indiana Pacers, right? Paul George, I'm like, yo, Paul George's going to be an MVP favorite. I went with my 2 best friends. I still asked for my $92 back from my best friend. Get my $92 back. Sean, if you listen, I still want my $92 back.
You want your $92 back because you went to a Knicks game.
No, I went to a Nets game. It was a Nets game. It wasn't.
That's even worse.
It was Paul George. My whole thing. I say this to say this. Paul George coasted the whole game.
Did they win?
No, and they lost
To the Nets?
to the Nets opening game. I was upset. So after that, I looked at Paul George differently. Like, yo, man, he really, like, I questioned his ticker. In terms of, I'm not going to call him soft, but.
So players don't take nights off in the league? I'm just asking.
Not opening night.
Against the Nets?
Opening night. Not opening night.
I'm not saying it's right. You can't say players that, like, we playing the Nets opening night. Oh, it is. We in New York.
Can't deal with
Let's
this
go
guy, bro.
turn up. Come on, man.
Not
Come
opening
on.
night.
So
bro,
you're
you can
so
turn
basically
up.
you're blaming Paul George.
I'm not blaming Paul George, but
All
I'm
right.
saying,
You're
I'm
just-
just saying,
he's one of the
I'm saying,
entities.
you got him, you got Melo now, who's been ball dominant in the last 4 years, who just been on some like he just been pegged as selfish.
old.
So yeah, he just looks old. He doesn't look like himself. You got them 3 dudes together. I don't think them 3 dudes fit well. I just don't think they fit well. It looks good if you're like, listen, if I play 2K with OKC, I'm gonna win more games than I'm gonna lose. But it's a video game. You can manipulate it. You ain't got to deal with no egos. You could pick who shoots the ball, who passes the ball. It's a video game main team. You got to blow that team up, man. I don't think that team was good. I don't think that team was a good fit going forward. I mean, period. When they got together, I was like, okay, it's cool. I get to watch a few games. They get to be competitive, but it ain't. No,
I really want to ask you this.
Go ahead.
I really want to ask you
Go
this.
ahead.
And you're saying these 3 don't fit. Okay. 3 ball dominant players.
Mm-hmm.
As a coach, listen to me. If you take these 3 players
Mm-hmm.
and you add Pop, you take this same team and you just switch their jerseys and put on Spurs jerseys.
Different. Completely different.
Please
But I'm gonna
tell
say
me.
that- but
You're telling me this team is still going to be 12 and 14?
No. No.
Why?
No. For 1 or 2 reasons. One of 2 reasons. Either they were gonna have to before they got to San Antonio, or on the plane they were gonna have to be able to buy in to what Pop wanted, or they weren't gonna be Spurs. So my whole thing, listen. Let me listen. Greg Popovich is completely different from Billy Donovan. Do not do that. Do not do that, Tone. Do not do that.
I have to.
You can't. No,
I have to.
No, you cannot, because the Spurs have passed on certain superstars because they feel like, yo, we don't know if he's a Spurs kind of guy. So I don't even we're talking about the hypothetical and if he was on the Spurs.
Yes and no.
No, they
yes
wouldn't.
No,
they wouldn't be Spurs. Period.
No,
they wouldn't be Spurs.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Listen. If you look at players early in their career and feel like, okay, they would not be a Spurs team, you buy in once you go to the Spurs. You say they'll pass up. You ain't think Rudy Gay was gonna be a Spur.
You can manage Rudy Gay more than you can manage Carmelo Anthony and Paul George.
No, it's the coach. The coach can manage the coach. I mean, the coach can manage the player. The right coach.
So I'm going to say this right now. Right? Since Paul George is up for free agency next year, let's see if the Spurs is one of the teams after Paul George.
No, he's not going to go there.
Why not?
Because they got Kawhi. Why would he go there?
So then why are you bringing up hypothetical stuff talking about the Spurs? You know
no,
he wouldn't play, bro.
No. Because my point was the problem is Billy Donovan.
No, man.
You're saying that they have 3 players that don't fit. We know, okay, whatever. But I'm saying the right coach can get them.
So give me another coach who can handle that, because you talking about one of the best NBA coaches who's been the best coach in the NBA the last 10 years.
So basically, you're saying another coach that has.
Give me somebody. So Jeff Hornacek can manage that team.
Jeff Hornacek can't manage the Knicks.
So Scott Brooks can handle that team.
Scott Brooks, you know who I think can manage that team?
Who?
I think.
Don't say Greg Popovich. I'm gonna reach over this table.
I'm not. We already spoke
All
about
right,
Greg
cool.
Popovich.
I'm just don't bring him up.
Thibodeau.
Okay, and he's trying to figure it out. He hasn't figured it out. Okay,
all right,
he would struggle with that team. He would struggle with that. He would struggle with that OKC team. He would struggle with that OKC team. But go ahead.
He will manage that team.
And
they have a system. Steve Kerr.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, because Steve Kerr is taking Mark Jackson's system.
What's it? See, you know what? And I'm a Mark Jackson fan, but listen to what I'm saying. At the end of the day, everybody, us as New Yorkers, we take that and run with it. We didn't take his system. Don't say that.
Okay.
He didn't take his system.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Steve Kerr. Who else?
He took it.
Who else? Who else? Now you're saying that.
I'm saying top tier coaches in the league.
Okay.
I'm not saying
what I'm saying to you is 2 out of those 3 coaches that you named have won NBA championships in the last 5 years.
And why? Because they have a system. And they demand respect.
I feel like
Billy Donovan doesn't.
I think bro, it's his 3rd year in the NBA.
It's not. It's like his 4th. He was there with KD.
This is KD's 2nd year at Golden State.
All right,
Billy Donovan 3rd year.
So it's his 3rd year.
But you talking about guys who've been coaches. You talking about guys who've been coaches for.
But this is the only thing I can compare him to.
10 to 15. No, you can't.
Yes, I can, because he's not the right fit for them. He's
bro,
not.
You
He's
can't
not.
name the top. You naming the best coaches in the NBA. Name other tier
listen
coaches
to what I'm saying. And you need the best coaches. You need the best coaches for these 3 players.
You're not gonna get rid of Billy Donovan. You are what you dealt with what you dealt with. You dealt with what you dealt with.
And that's why they're gonna sink.
That's why I'll never coach.
They're not gonna get a top 4 seed. They're gonna sink.
I hear you.
Point blank, period.
So that's what's wrong with them.
That's what's wrong with them.
Okay.
Billy Donovan.
Okay.
What's next up?
Let's speak on this, right?
Okay.
The NBA, the current state of it is right now. NBA, everybody the age that they are. Who do you let's lighten the topic up. Who do you start your NBA franchise with?
In the state of the NBA right now, who would I start?
And by the way, Billy Donovan won Coach of the Year when KD was there.
I wonder why.
Just saying.
I'm gonna give you 1 and a 1B.
Right. No, you can give. I got 3 people, so you can go up to 3.
I could go up to 3.
Go up to 3. There's no limit.
Kevin Durant.
You gonna start with KD?
I will start.
Ooh, okay. We going in a different direction. Okay.
29 years old. Because we playing all the factors. 29 years old. He has a good at least 4 to 5 years dominant. Right? Going to 34, 30. That's when everybody start hitting that. Okay. Career average, what is it, 27?
It don't matter. It's KD. I get it. KD. I get it. Okay.
Now, my asterisk in 1B is Joel Embiid.
Ooh. Didn't see that.
Joel Embiid. I watched him. I've been watching him this year, and I really watched him these last 2 games. He's very, very, very special and unique. He is a big man, 7 foot, plays in the post, can shoot the three. I'm not saying he's a sharpshooter.
No.
But
He shoots the three and makes the three. Takes and makes the three.
Defends, rebounds. So now you're looking at this old school. You have a real center, 90s type of guy. You can
He's
drop
not a
it
90s
in.
type
No,
of
listen
center,
to what I'm
but
saying.
okay.
That you could drop it down low. He could face up, almost like a Pat Ewing type of player that face up. But now you implement new age. He's stepping out to the three. I watched him pump fake, split the defender,
And dunk
in
it?
Euro.
In
Euro.
Euro, okay.
That was another one. Euro step. That's something special to me. I'm like, whew. I would want to start. If he plays.
No ifs.
That's what I'm saying.
No ifs.
That's what I'm saying. This was my 1B. Him healthy, I'm starting my franchise with him. Him healthy, absolutely Joel Embiid. I'm building my franchise around him.
Ooh, okay. Those are the only two guys.
That's my two.
Those are your two guys.
That's my two. That's the only ones that really jumped out to me.
Okay. I'm going completely young.
Go ahead.
If I start my franchise, Ben Simmons, 1.
Okay.
Ben Simmons 1. Now, let's not get it twisted. Joel Embiid is in his 4th year of the NBA. Y'all can say he's in his 2nd year of the NBA? No, he's in his 4th. So I think he's right on. Joel Embiid is in his 4th year of the NBA. He was hurt the first 3. I don't like that. I hate that rule. If you sit out, you hurt, you get rookie of the year. And I don't like it. I don't like it.
You only played 30
I don't like it. I don't like it. But he's been NBA mature ready for 3 years. So now he's playing. So he's been playing phenomenal. Ben Simmons is still playing phenomenal. I think Joel Embiid is able to do what he's doing right now because of Ben Simmons. Because of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons leads all rookies in points, minutes played, rebounds, assists, and steals. I'm going to say this one more time. Ben Simmons leads all rookies in minutes played, points, assists, rebound, and steals.
So
Ben Simmons, I feel like Ben Simmons is a lot of that reason why Joel Embiid, because Ben Simmons makes the game so much easier for the other 4 guys.
I'm not saying that he doesn't. I agree that he makes it better. But let me ask you something. If you knock Joel Embiid saying this is his 4th year, this is Ben Simmons' 2nd
year, right. But my whole thing is some guys still, I feel like guys make this step after their 3rd year. Like halfway through their 2nd year, their 3rd year, guys start to show who they really can be.
Okay.
Because I feel like in the NBA, your first 3 years are crucial because you have to show that kind of progress, or it's gonna be over with. Like you can be a high pick, but if you really, i.e. Anthony Bennett, if you don't show any growth, it's over for you in those first 3 years. Listen.
Nobody.
My second guy. Let's go with the unicorn, Kristaps. Listen.
Okay.
Listen. I went home and was completely upset, and I wanted to look up Phil Jackson's address when he drafted him.
Everybody did.
I wanted to beat Phil Jackson all the way up. And I'm going to go live right now and apologize to Phil Jackson and say thank you, Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson, before you left, you might not have liked Melo, but thank you for giving us Kristaps.
That's the only thing good
he's been playing out of this world.
Absolutely.
And you could see where he's gotten better, and I could see where he's taken on that role that, you know what, all right, I'm the leader, and it falls on me. He misses the game winner against Chicago, is upset about it, and come back and shoot the ball phenomenal against the Lakers. Like, I got to get better. I can't have 2-3 more bad games in a row. Kristaps Porzingis was bad. He'll play good for 4 games and then suck for 5. Now he's playing more consistent. Like, you know what? Even if I play bad or we lose, I got to bounce back, and I got to play well because it all falls on me, and I'm okay with that. And then my last guy, honestly, Karl Anthony Towns. I think Karl Anthony Towns' skill set, and I think people are kind of like shying away from him because of what Jimmy Butler has brought to the Minnesota Timberwolves and Jeff Teague. But I still think Karl Anthony Towns is still going to be, outside of Boogie, he's probably going to be, numbers-wise, he's going to be so productive and he's so efficient. And I think I don't think he's going to get better. I think he has room to get better. I think he has plenty. I think his ceiling is as high as anybody else.
The GMs agreed with that. That was their number 1 pick.
I mean, a lot of things people see Karl Anthony Towns. The Greek Freak, a lot of people like, I'm starting with Giannis. I don't know. I think those 3 guys, like outside, I think Giannis has to do a lot outside of scoring and rebounding. He's versatile. He can guard multiple guys, but I still wouldn't start my franchise with him. I think I don't really like the potential in terms. I think the only thing he needs is a jump shot. He just needs a jump
Everybody
shot.
said
But I
that.
think you're starting to see where it is. And then my favorite guy, even though I wouldn't start my franchise with him, but a guy I would love to have in one of those three guys, is Devin Booker. Huge Devin Booker fan. And not just because he light skinned, because Steph Curry's still the president. But Devin Booker is definitely the vice president or the secretary of treasury.
Do that too.
You know what I mean? So I like Devin Booker, but those three guys, either KP, but Ben Simmons, man. Ben Simmons is woo.
We got two Philly guys. I pick one, you pick one.
Okay, that's
we
fine.
cool with that. So, next up, rumors have been circulating regarding LeBron's possible destination. The emergence of Houston has many sports gurus thinking this will be the best fit for LeBron. Do you agree? And if not, where do you think he will end up?
I don't know. I really don't know where he'll end up. I can see him coming to New York. I can see him going to Houston and getting D Wade and Melo to be like, hey, y'all just signed. We all gonna sign for the veterans minimum. Let's have fun with it. That style is probably fun to play with, but I don't think it suits LeBron. I think LeBron needs the ball in his hand. He needs to dictate. He needs to survey, and I think he's gonna need more than 7 seconds. It would be fun to see him and James Harden, but I think it runs kind of like with the OKC thing with that ball dominant guys. You know, I think LeBron James is a little bit more unselfish in terms of his game, where he wants to pass. He's always been pass first since high school. He has that ticket where if I got to shoot, I got to take over. But LeBron is okay with, because if you see the numbers, is he's getting those guys ready for April. 17 assists, 13 assists, 15 assists. He's getting those guys like, hey, I trust you. Even though we're not probably the favorites, I still trust you. So I'm coming to those guys. But I don't see it just with that system. You know, Chris Paul with James Harden, LeBron James, fun to watch. That'll be fun to watch. Because even Chris Paul is taking a step back and be like, you know what? I'm more going to do my thing with the second unit. You know, I'm at the end of my career. I know whose team this is, you know. I want to win. So this is this kid James Harden team, but when he's out, I can still be Chris Paul. I just gotta know when to be Chris Paul and when to be the sidekick. I don't see him going to Houston, but it wouldn't shock me if he did. But I could see him coming to New York more so than I can see him coming. And I'm not just saying it because I'm a Knicks fan. I think with Porzingis, with the young talent, Tim Hardaway Jr., he'll attract the point guard. Like he can, like, I think he could go snatch Chris Paul and bring Chris Paul with him to New York. And now the Knicks is rocking and rolling, you know. So I think New York is probably the best fit for him if he doesn't stay home and be like, you know what, I'm tired of people talking about this. I'm gonna stay here in Cleveland. I've single-handedly fixed the economy in Cleveland. So I'm just gonna stay here and everybody can talk about it. I got my 3 rings. I'm gonna try to win as many as I can in Cleveland, and I'm gonna bow out gracefully.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just going to hit a quick point with that. Do I think Houston is the best fit for him? Hell no. Hell no. If you look at it, because one of the 3 becomes useless. And when I say useless. And I tell you one person who won't be useless, and that's Harden. You know for a fact, whoever comes there, Harden's going to get his. So now you look at the other 2. You have CP3 and you have LeBron.
Listen. Don't talk no disrespect. Be mindful
Listen,
of what you're saying.
listen.
You can step outside if you say something
That's
bad
fine.
about Chris
That's
CP3.
fine. The show ain't all night.
All
so
right.
listen.
That's fine.
You have LeBron James and you have Chris Paul. Let's be honest here. LeBron James is arguably one of the greatest players of all time.
Yes, he said it. It hurt him to say that.
So let's be honest. Who's gonna be useless?
Don't say
It's
useless.
Gonna
Jesus,
be,
no need to
no.
say use another word.
No, I'm not gonna use another
Say
word.
little clock or something.
No,
Don't say
I'm
watch
not.
your hand no more.
Nope.
Just say little clock or
No,
something.
I'm
Don't-
gonna
don't
say
say-
useless.
Oh my
Why?
gosh.
Because Chris Paul can shoot, but he's not a sharpshooter. So now you have LeBron dominates the ball. He needs.
I agree.
And
I'm
he's
messing
one
with
of
you.
the
I agree.
greatest
Chris Paul doesn't
passers.
fit.
We feel he's one of the greatest passers ever. Well, a lot of people.
Hour. There goes that hour word.
No, I ain't no hours. A lot of people feel he's one of the greatest passers
My,
ever.
how
Okay,
the hour changed.
whatever the situation is. So, you know he's gonna be on the ball. Harden, he's gonna get his. So now you're gonna relinquish CP3 to be a spot up shooter. That's not him. He's a point guard, conventional point guard, one of the last conventional point guards we have left. He becomes useless.
I disagree with you.
I mean, you can agree to disagree or disagree totally.
I disagree.
That's fine. He becomes useless.
I disagree.
you take the ball out his hands and this is what he's done for all of his career. He's been dominant. He's racking up assists, one of the greatest point guards ever.
Thank you for saying that.
One of the greatest point guards
don't
ever.
have to fight anymore.
But now he becomes useless on this team if you bring LeBron James and James Harden. So, I mean, that's it with that point. No, not at all. We got to pay some bills?
We got to definitely pay some bills. Tuning in to topics on IBNX Radio.
Time to pay some bills.
Plan your next occasion with Four Marie's Catering and Events. With their team of 4 beautiful hostess, Four Marie's focuses on excellent service, delicious food, and lasting memories. Let Four Marie's make your next occasion memorable without all the stress. Before you plan your next occasion, give Four Marie's a call. No occasion is too big or too small. Use promo code IBNX10 for 10% off your first event. Call 404-474-2600 or visit 4mcatering.com today.
Okay, you're now listening to Top Opinions presented in current sports on IBNX Radio. Let's talk some history. Big Ben Roethlisberger completed 44 of 66 passes for 506 yards. With this amazing performance, Roethlisberger became the first player in NFL history to record 3 games with at least 500 passing yards. Wow. 2-part question. Is Big Ben a lock, first ballot Hall of Famer?
Absolutely. 2 Super Bowls.
And do you think the Steelers are the favorite to win the AFC? With
Just because I hate the Patriots so much, yes. Yes. Let's clear this up, man. I'm not a Tom Brady fan. Not a Patriots fan. Yes. I'm a hater. I hate the Patriots. Yes, I lived in New England for 3 years. They are arguably the most. I can't stand the fans in Boston or New England, period. But I think he's definitely a lock for first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't see how you argue that. Not only just with those stats, 2 Super Bowls, played with a whole bunch of guys. You know, the Hines Wards, the Troy Polamalu's, the Jerome Bettises, and now the Le'Veon Bells and the Antonio Browns. And so I think he's a lock. I like the Steelers, the way the Steelers been playing. I like that defense. And I think that even with that crazy hit on Ryan, that unfortunate tackle on Ryan, I think now they're playing for even more of a purpose. Like, hey, let's go win it for our guy. Mm-hmm. You know, and I've always loved Mike Tomlin's demeanor in everything that he approaches. Like, I would love to be a fly on the wall for like Mike Tomlin's coaches meetings. And so I would just love to just be a fly on the wall and really listen. So I think with all that dynamic, and I think that they kind of like, hey, this is our year. Like, that defense is playing well. Cameron Haywood is the captain of that defense. He's got some guys fired up. I like the Steelers in the AFC. I think the Steelers are gonna beat the Patriots this year. Mm-hmm. So that's. I'm not gonna argue with that. I mean, I want to see what you're gonna say, but I got the Steelers. I like the Steelers.
Okay, so it's a little bit of you hate the Patriots so much.
Even if I didn't,
wait.
Okay.
You hate them so much, but you actually do like the Steelers this year, and the quarterback play, the running back play. So you actually you have enough admiration for this team and enough hate for that team that you're not so biased that you're just picking another team. You
I mean the Patriots is always going to be in the conversation.
I
got to have that in the conversation. But I just like them this year. I think that defense. I think the Patriots, they showed like they didn't play well against Miami. No, they didn't play well against Miami. And then coming in on that, you got to hope that those guys, and yeah, Gronk was out, but I don't think Gronk would have made that much huge of a difference. And coming in, they play this Sunday. And I think Tom Brady has to, he's gonna either have to put up a performance and be like, damn, that's Tom. Forgot about Tom Brady. This is why I don't like Tom Brady. He's gonna have one of those. This is why I don't like Tom Brady performances. And I think Ben Roethlisberger is like, hey, y'all keep forgetting about me over here. I'm just as good. I don't have as many Super Bowls, but I get it done over here.
I got 2. Oh, hey, a lot of people don't have 2.
I don't have 2. I don't have 1.
Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? Hell yes. Hell yes. But you never know with this voting committee, hence T.O. But I'm just going to throw that out there, and I'm going to leave that right there in the atmosphere for everybody.
There's one reason between Ben Roethlisberger
But
and T.O.
listen,
and we know the reason.
All I'm saying is, they come up with rules.
Mm-hmm.
They came up with the rule not to get him in the last year. That's all I'm saying. But you never know. But I do think he is 5 Pro Bowls, 2-time Super Bowl champ, 50,558 passing yards, 64.1 completion rating, 325 touchdowns.
So you're going to blow something up if he don't be first ballot. That's what you're saying.
93.8 passer rating.
So you're going to blow something up.
He's a damn Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. Let's be real. Regardless of everything else, if we closed our eyes and just look at stats and took his name away from it, you'll look at those numbers and say he's a Hall of Famer. So absolutely, he's a Hall of Famer. To the next part of the question, are they the favorite in the AFC? They scare me with the Pats.
In a good way or a bad way?
Well, in history, every time I want them to beat the Pats, they lose.
So root for the Pats, bro. That's simple.
They lose. I'm not a Pats fan. I hate everything about Boston.
It's reverse psychology, fool.
I hate everything. And I tried it. I tried not to root for anybody. It didn't work.
Tried it, didn't work. My bad.
It's just like they'll be flying high, and once the Pats come into town or they go to New England, it's like they lay an egg. I don't get it.
Now, off the field, I really don't rock with Ben Roethlisberger off the field.
Oh, I don't care.
I really don't care for him at all.
No, man.
Some of the stuff he got away with, but
yeah, absolutely.
with them pads and that helmet on,
yeah,
he's phenomenal.
But I think they're gonna show up this year.
So who you think gonna win?
This game?
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh. I have Pittsburgh winning.
So we both picking Pittsburgh to win this first game.
I have Pittsburgh winning.
Okay.
I have Pittsburgh winning.
Okay.
I think they're gonna win the AFC.
So that's our first pick of the week.
That's our first. There you go.
That's our first pick of the week.
First pick of the week.
Is we both picking Pittsburgh?
Yes, it's not gonna happen too often. Again, I don't know what's up with this.
We might pick this one might be like us picking the same thing. Pats versus the Packers next game. Panthers versus the Packers next game. Who you got?
Panthers. Even if Rodgers plays,
I don't think he's gonna play. Is he back? Isn't they talking about him coming back?
Yes, they're talking about him coming back.
All right,
and he more likely is gonna play than not play this weekend.
Spooky. I said that. I said if Aaron Rodgers comes back, watch the Packers.
But listen,
I said that.
I have the Panthers winning this. I just feel Cam's flying high after beating the Vikings last week.
I agree.
It's home. I just feel like they're gonna, they got everything is clicking right now, and they're making that playoff push. Mm-hmm. They got to stay neck and they got to stay close to the Saints, and Falcons is right there. They're both in a wild card, so I feel that the NFC South could get 3 teams into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That's tough.
Very tough.
That's like an old NFC East thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have them.
You have the Panthers?
I have the Panthers winning. I just feel like they're just rolling, and I'm
gonna go with the Panthers as well. Even though Brett Hundley has been playing well, been playing phenomenal, had a phenomenal game, and Aaron Rodgers coming back, I think I still like the Panthers. Just because I went against Cam Newton last time, so I'm gonna go against Cam Newton this time. And if Cam Newton lose, then I'm not gonna talk about it. But I got the Panthers as well. Just because I feel like you said, they came off a big win, and I think that's gonna steamroll them. Like, hey, all right, let's go get another one. They both teams need this, so I feel like let's go get another one. So I think Cam Newton's gonna come with it. Hey, we didn't shock anybody, so let's go with another one. Rams versus Seahawks.
I was in the air with this one.
Yeah, this one is tough.
Tough.
This one, because both teams need this win.
Both teams need this win. Seattle at home is tough. Man, I would have to go with. I pick Seattle at home. I got Seattle at home. Part of me telling me not to, but I have Seattle at home. I actually got them winning 28-21. Touchdown difference.
What is with you with this 28-21? You did this last week, 28-21.
And that's the same reason I just said that.
Because I knew. I'm going to teach you 2 other numbers outside of 28.
Well, I had the Panthers Packers game 24-20. So, but
why you ain't say that then?
Because I know that you don't like this one.
You always get on my nerve with this one.
Who you have?
I don't even want to agree with you with the Seahawks. I feel like the Seahawks need to win more, but I'm going to go with the Rams. Just to disagree with you. Just so people think that I don't want people thinking that we get along or that, You know, like this is like,
I
hey,
think if they tune in enough, they know we don't get along next.
no, don't next me. I'm going with this. I think the Rams gonna bounce back and play well, even though the Seahawks need this win. Russell Wilson has been playing okay. Last week wasn't the best performance, but you know he still had a chance. But I'm gonna go with the Rams. And our last game of the week, Chiefs, Chargers.
Oh man, my boy is a Chargers fan, and I hate them to the point that he likes them so much. That's why I don't like them. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs winning this game, 31-28. You like that score better?
No, because you still got 28. Just get rid of 28.
You like that better? I have them winning 31-28. Is going to be a high-scoring game. I just have them.
I also have the Chiefs, but I picked the Chiefs. I told you I like the Chiefs before. I told you I like the Chiefs before. I told you in the AFC I like the Chiefs. I said the Chiefs they struggle in the middle of the pack, and then they're gonna finish the season strong. I said that already. I said that to you, so don't do that. So I'm going with the Chiefs as well.
All right, so we have Chiefs, Seahawks. Okay, we agree with, and we agreed with the Steelers. Hey, only difference is
I don't really
Seahawks
like
Rams.
it. I don't really like it.
Next up, we have Trivia Time with Tone, one of the best segments.
I got to win this week. It's not really the best segment. It's only the best because I come with the questions. Whatever.
Okay. Little technical difficulties, but
Little
don't worry about it.
And nobody want to hear you talk about his Trivia Time with Tone. They know
It's
already.
Trivia Time with Tone.
And Crisp, you're welcome. Nah, I'm not going to do that. That's your segment. You got it. It's Trivia Time with Tone. I'm trying to beat him this week, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm a little salty. He beat me last week.
Listen.
It is Trivia Time with Tone. I'll give Tone credit. He is better at trivia than I thought he would be.
Sports knowledge is real. And if y'all have any questions all week, all you got to do is inbox them, and they'll ask me the questions. I'll get it right. But let's get to it.
First question. Who was the last rookie that averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, at least 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in the
20
season?
points.
5 assists, and
5
5
assists.
rebounds. Last rookie to do this.
And 5
Rebounds.
Who's the question?
LeBron James,
Lebanon.
Tyreek Evans, Kevin Durant, Blake Griffin.
Durant didn't average 25 and 5. Probably did. I don't think he averaged 5 assists. Blake, nah, not yet. LeBron did it, but that's in 03. And Tyreek had a crazy rookie. I'm going to go with Tyreek Evans.
Tyreek Evans.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. I do this, people.
God.
Listen, I do this.
Oh, God.
1.
Who was the last player to hit 4 home runs in a single game?
Last player to hit 4 home runs
In a single game.
in a single game.
Is it the NL MVP, Giancarlo,
Stanton,
Aaron Judge,
Judge,
Mike Trout, and Pat Siri? Pat Siri is the left fielder for the Chicago White Sox.
See, listen. Last person to hit 4 home runs in a game. My gut is telling me, but my mind is telling me something else. I'm going to go with Mike Trout.
Wrong. It was Pat Siri.
I knew you threw that in there. My mind was like, yo, he just threw that in there to get me. But okay.
Who was the last coach in NCAA basketball to go undefeated for the entire season? Coach K, Dean Smith, Larry Brown, or Bobby Knight. Last coach to go undefeated for the whole season.
You said Coach K.
Coach K, Dean Smith,
Dean Smith.
Larry Brown, Bobby Knight.
Larry Brown.
And Bobby Knight. Arguably college basketball Mount Rushmore. This is arguably basketball.
Last coach to go undefeated for a full season. It's not Coach K. I'm getting him out of there. Dean Smith. No. He been going since 97, 96, something like that. Larry Brown.
That Kansas team with Danny Manning was tough, by the way.
Damn, but Bobby Knight.
Bobby Knight been going too. You said Dean Smith.
Yeah, because he been going. But yeah, he didn't go undefeated with Texas Tech though. So that undefeated season had to be with Indiana, and that was wow. That's with Isaiah probably. So I'm gonna go Larry Brown.
It was Bobby Knight.
Oh man, okay. I got 2 more.
I'm might win this week, dog.
Let's go.
Last player, as you can see, we got a series of. This is our fourth question. Last player to record 4 interceptions in one game. You might get this.
To record 4 interceptions
In one game.
Go ahead.
D'Angelo Hall, Brian Dawkins, Deion Sanders, Steve Atwater.
Sanders. Who was it? D'Angelo Hall?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Steve Atwater.
No, I got to see. Who was the other one? Atwater, Sanders, Hall.
Brian Dawkins.
Dawkins. Philly. Chiefs. To record 4 interceptions
In one game.
In one game.
Last player to record 4 interceptions.
Last player. I'm going to go with Sanders.
Wrong. It was D'Angelo Hall.
You got me this week.
I know I got you this week, bro. I can't fire this week. I'm
last
tired
one.
of you. I told you I had to win.
What's the last one?
Wayne Gretzky has recorded blank 5 goal games. Wayne Gretzky has recorded blank 5 gold games.
Blank 5 goal games.
3,
3 goal games.
2,
2 goal games.
4 5-goal games, or 1 5-goal game. So he scored 5 goals in a game. How many times out of those 4 numbers?
This is the GOAT right here. So
5 goals is a lot of goals, bro.
it's Wayne Gretzky though.
It's Wayne Gretzky, but 5 goals is a lot of
I'm gonna
goals.
go 3.
You're going to go 3. Wrong. It was 4.
Damn, Wayne. Woo! Okay, you got me this week.
So I won 4-1, man. I thought you was going to see the trend with the 4. We had the 4 home runs. We had the 4 interceptions, and I thought you was going to pick it up on the 4th one.
I had to let you win before I go on a nice little run.
Whatever.
Definitely. But we've come to the end of our show. It's sad to see you go. I don't want to leave, but
Tired of watching you. I'm tired of looking at you. They switched my seat today. I'm mad. They got me looking at him for an hour and a half. I was over in the corner. I ain't really had to look at him. Now I got to look at him for the rest of the show. So I appreciate everybody to tune in today. Go on IBNX Radio. Type it in on YouTube. Watch last week's show if you missed it. Watch this week's show again. And feel free to call in, participate. Like I said, our Instagram page is always open for new ideas, fresh ideas. Fan participation is key. Fan participation is key. You guys make the show. Feel free to call in. Sorry my Instagram Live wasn't really working the first half. Blame Instagram. What?
it happens. You know, technical difficulties when you're dealing with technology. But make sure you tune in each and every Wednesday. Each and every Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern on IBNX Radio. Follow us on IG, Twitter, Facebook, The Real Topics, The Real _Topics on IG. Good faith and good night.
IBNX Radio.